You're listening to the Keep It Real podcast with Zach Phelan, where we talk everything real estate, real business, and real life. My name is Zach Phelan, and I'm a real estate investor, realtor, entrepreneur, and family man. This podcast is brought to you by Home Scout. Home Scout shows you every home listed on the market in real time, meaning if a home you're looking at goes under contract with another buyer, you will see it in real time. You can track homes that have sold, save favorite homes, get notified when a home hits the market in a neighborhood you're watching, and so much more. The best thing about Home Scout is your information is 100% secure. The only people who can see your phone number and email is yours truly, Zach Phelan, and my lender, Jenna Groff. Most people don't know this, but other apps and platforms sell your information to at least 3 realtors and 7 lenders. That's 10 phone calls and multiple emails from 10 different people. Keep your information safe in our hands. We promise not to abuse it. Download the Home Scout app now. The link is below in the show notes, or email me and I will send you a direct link. If prompted for a VIP code, use my phone number 928-853-0683. Go download the Home Scout app now and start searching for that new home today.
In 5, 4.
Hey Facebook, we're back at you with my old man here, Thomas Phelan. We are doing it at the home office today because it's Friday traffic and I didn't want to drive across town back to the other office. And old man here had to come take a shower at the house. But my dad's a general contractor here in town. He's been doing this for how long?
I've been a general contractor since 2000, and I've been in construction since I was 16.
A long time. Ooh, people are hopping on to look. Hey, what's up, guys? So just want to talk to him. I use him in my business often. Sometimes I'm a pain in his butt. Sometimes he's a pain in my butt. It goes hand in hand. And so I want to interview him, kind of complete this initial interviews that I'm doing where I have my lender, my title company, my inspector, my general contractor who does a lot of work for me, and from all my clients. So, Pops, you kind of gave your background already, but what is your niche market here in Flagstaff?
Primarily, we do high-end residential remodel work. We do some commercial TI, so small businesses, we work for them doing remodel work. I work an awful lot with realtors, both with prospective buyers. We also work through Benzers with realtors. And then I do a lot of green building and working on net carbon neutral, getting houses completely off of carbon entirely and making them all electric using solar, heat pumps and all that stuff. So.
Nice. Well,
that's why I had to take a shower, by the way, because tonight I'm going to be with the Coconino County Building Department and doing their green energy thing for First Friday.
Nice.
So I'm stoked about that.
Sweet.
I take a shower once a week and it happens to be on
Friday night before you go out and then down to pay and take. Yeah, that's about right. So you talked about a little bit, but how does your business work hand in hand with realtors?
So a lot of realtors will call me and tell me that they have clients that have found a house they like, but it's not perfect, and they want to know what is the scope of what they could do realistically. Sometimes it's just a phone call. Sometimes I'll actually go take a look. And then when they do get their inspection report back and trying to relate to them what's really important, what's cosmetic, what's something that needs to be done immediately, what's something that can be done in the future. Some things you don't do because you're going to know you're going to be remodeling that area later, and so you just cut a deal with the seller and go from there. So.
Yeah, so you talked about already a Benzer. A Benzer is a report. We get an inspection done. We're buying a house, and I interviewed Tim this morning. Just happened to go hand in hand. But Tim with Peak Home Inspections, he's my inspector. He'll go in. He'll do an inspection of the home. We'll get a report of all the things that are wrong with the home. And a lot of my buyers will ask me these questions, and I don't know a lot of the answers to this, so I get to call him. But you do Benzer repairs and Benzer work, so I get to call him and say, hey, this is the report. This is what we got going on. We need to get A, B, and C fixed, or just something fixed. What do you think about this, this, and this? And then you can talk to my clients too.
Yeah. So as long as the work is done in a workmanlike manner, it doesn't have to be done by a general contractor. It can be done by the seller. It can be done by the buyer as long as those arrangements have been made.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times, some of the things especially in Flagstaff, it's a 40-year-old home. That crack has been there for 40 years, and it's going to stay there. It's not going to affect anything. So, so many people, once they make an offer and it's accepted, they just want the paperwork to get done. All they want to do is just get through, and it's really important to take the time to look at that and see what you're really buying, and how is that going to affect you in the future. So.
Yeah. Okay, so people buying a new house, a lot of my new buyers, they're going to buy a house and then they're going to want to do something to it. They're going to want to do some form of construction, some form of remodel. What are some items that they typically miss or have a wrong opinion about? Those types of deals. They're like, oh, I'm going to remodel this bathroom. It's only going to cost me like $4,000. So
right. So with anything in construction, something I harp on all the time is you have to have a plan. Mm-hmm. Whether you do it yourself, whether you act as your own general contractor and hire subcontractors, whether you hire a general contractor like myself, it's really important to have a plan. It's really important to talk with the people that do this for a living every day. They know exactly what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I'm not a doctor. If you break your arm, I'm not going to set your arm. Right? Some things you can certainly do by yourself. You can replace a vanity by yourself or mirrors by yourself, no problem. But if you're going to get behind the wall, you need to hire a professional. Mm-hmm. Structural stuff, you need to hire a professional. A lot of people miss when they're buying a home how energy efficient the home is. We work with several firms in town that do energy testing on your home, and just to see how leaky it is and how efficient it is. That's something you want to consider right away because that'll make a huge difference in your bottom line every single month. Yep. The other thing that people miss is a home that has a lot of wear and tear may have fantastic bones. It's good framing, good foundation, good roof, all that stuff. It's just been well used. That kind of home can be fixed up, relatively inexpensively. Other homes that have serious settling problems, the doors don't work correctly, the windows. I don't think when people are walking through homes, they open and close windows and doors enough. I think you should do all of them. I think you should flush the toilet and see what the water pressure is like. Turn on the sink. Do your own due diligence. You're allowed to go back to a home during the inspection period, as many times as feasible, and you can actually do things that will drive you crazy later. Like this shower head is awful. Well, is it the shower head or is it the water pressure? And then if obviously you're not allowed to take anything apart, but you can certainly ask a general contractor or plumber, hey, would you mind checking this out before you buy the house?
Mm-hmm. So kind of on the other side of things now, someone's getting ready to sell their house. I'm going to list their house in a couple months. Mm-hmm. Summer's coming up. They want to do X, Y, and Z to fix the house up to get it ready for market. Oftentimes they're asking me, some things I know they should do, some things I know they shouldn't do, but I turn it over to you. Just say, hey, call my old man, and he'll take you through it.
Yeah, so, I have been working with realtors since I was 16 years old. They always say, your front door needs to look nice.
Curb appeal.
Good
for pictures.
And it's my personal opinion, and this has been, proven over the years, the master bathroom and the kitchen need to look sharp. They need to be functional. Everything needs to be working correctly. So an awful lot of times I'll say, leave your kitchen cabinets and your flooring alone, put a new faucet on. You may want to think about switching out your switches and your outlets, making sure that things are up to code with GFCI and all the rest of that business. Mm-hmm. Making sure that you can live comfortably in the kitchen. Same thing with the master bathroom, that you're going to live there. Many times, how many times you get up in the morning, you're in the bathroom, you're in the kitchen, you're out the door. You don't do anything else in your house. Those two need to be done well. Mm-hmm. Also, in disclosure, you're supposed to say what's wrong with the house. When you get ready to sell the house, take a good look around your house. Walk around, see what's wrong, take a look at it with fresh eyes or the eyes of a buyer who may, they're going to see what you've been looking past for years and years. It's something to address. Yes, a coat of paint helps, certainly, but you also want to make sure that you're not painting something that really should be repaired first, because all that's going to make it do is look like you're hiding something, even if that's not your intention.
I've been in a few houses where they painted it and they haven't done that great of a job, and then it needs to be repainted, and it's actually a hindrance to the house.
Right, exactly.
Showing. So, and you hit the nail on the head. Pretty much every home I sell, kitchen, master bathroom, they gotta like, because they're going to use them a lot. So, What else did I have down here for us to talk about?
And on the buyer and seller side, don't be afraid to communicate and don't be afraid to have those conversations. Yeah, I know the carpet's not in great shape, but I'm not going to replace it. And so let's figure out how we can work something out. Many times you can go into a home and fresh coat of paint on the interior, switch out the switches and outlets all the way through, and use a licensed electrician to do that. Make sure those things are in good shape. New faucets throughout, new carpet, and it's like moving into a brand new place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll say leave the carpet, and we'll put a little description there saying, here's a certain amount of money off for new flooring.
Or we've already made an allowance for that.
An allowance for that, yeah. They can do tile, wood, more carpet, whatever they want to do.
Correct.
So what are you talked about it early on, but what are some new interior? What are you excited for?
We started this this group of contractors. We're all independently owned and operated, but we're working together in the Flagstaff area specifically, and we may branch out after that, to work on energy efficiency in the home. Some homes we're going as far as we tighten up the building envelope, some windows, some doors, insulation, caulking, things that are pretty simple to do. Then after that, once the building envelope is tightened up and we know what the energy use is, then we describe a solar system on the home that's affordable and you'll have a return on investment right away. Mm-hmm. And then eventually move the home into where it's all electric. And so that means getting rid of your gas furnace and replacing that with either a mini split, a ductless, or a heat pump, and switching over your gas appliances like your water heater and your stove, and switching those over to electric also. Mm-hmm. You can actually pay for all these improvements and help the environment out a great deal just by taking care of the property you have and using the value that's already in the home to do that. So I'm currently working with an outstanding plumber, Tom Shield, with Radiant Plumbing and Heating. A fantastic heating and cooling guy, Ray Davis, who's just switching companies right now, so I'll leave the names out of it. And I'm working with a fantastic roofer, Polaris Roofing. And so these guys all come together. We all kind of attack the project at the same time. Because I'm the general contractor lots of times, I'm the one that's corralling all the cats and putting everything together. The one thing that we're very proud of is we worked with the Grand Canyon Trust, which is on Highway 80 on the way out of town. We worked with them last year. We actually got a deal cut right before the end of the year. And so that's a very interesting building because it's the original homestead, which was built in the 1800s. And attached to that is a modern building that was only about 15 years old. And then behind that, something that's brand new, it's only 4 years old. So tightening up a really old building mm-hmm. presents all sorts of problems. Mm-hmm. But we worked between Christmas and New Year's when they were all gone, taking care of their families. We did a really good job buttoning it up. And before switching over to the solar or adding getting rid of the gas furnaces, they can already tell a difference. It's not drafty. The doors shut like they're supposed to. Mm-hmm. Some of the windows that haven't been opened in 20 years and will never be opened, we went ahead and caulked those shut and made a double pane situation where we have air insulating between the old windows and the storm windows on the interior. We have a couple other homes in Flagstaff where the homeowners are on the cutting edge of what's happening with the environment, and they have asked us to do the full Monty. So taking out their furnaces, taking out their water heaters, taking out their stoves, switching it all over to electric, and then going from there and putting it together. So mm-hmm. we're very excited about that.
I like it a lot. Part of the older homes that I sell, they're 40-year-old homes, 50-year-old homes. The reason they're buying them is for the location.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, they're looking at this home going, all right, I'm going to keep this forever. I don't have a plan on selling it. Now I need to make it efficient again.
Right.
You guys are stepping in and doing that. Another thing you hit on earlier that I want to know more about is the solar and getting a return on your money up front, because years ago when I was looking into it, it was like 20 years.
Well, the return on investment, there are multiple factors in that. Mm-hmm. One is you have a reduced electric bill per month. That's the obvious one. The ones aren't so obvious is that in Arizona, APS and SRP, their rates are going to continue to climb year after year mm-hmm. after year. In some places, it's 4% a year. Some places, it's 6% a year. But if you arrest that by being almost self-sufficient with the solar panels you put on your house now, you're beating the inflation that's happening, and you're getting a return on your investment. And in addition to that, prior to doing that, you're already taking care of the building envelope and looking at what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. It's really amazing. It's like starting a diet. When you start a diet, you start looking around at all the things you can do in your life to make your body more healthy.
Yeah.
Well, same thing when you're talking about energy. You know, you start, well, I want to put solar panels on. Well, before we do that, we should do this. And then you start looking, how much water do I use, and how do I use it, and how do I do this, and how do I do that. So in Flagstaff, it's all about location. But we have not yet walked into a house that was in great shape. You know, so we definitely can do something. Cozy Home is a company that we work closely with here in Flagstaff, and they actually will come and do a blower door test where they open up a door, cover it in canvas, put a fan in, and then positively charge your house with forced air, and then see where the heat's coming out. It's genius.
Nice.
It's super simple. They are very, very affordable. Once that's done, they will give you a report telling you what needs to be done. You can do the work yourself. You can hire them. You can go and hire somebody else. Everybody's like, well, are they your competition? Absolutely not. And we work hand in glove with them all the time. Many times they can come and work for 3 days after they've done one of these tests, and they can cut your energy bill by 25% right off the bat.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It is huge.
Cozy?
Cozy Homes is the name of the company. And they will be with me tonight downtown, Fire Creek Coffee, telling the public, how great we are.
That's what we're doing today. Telling the public how great we are. All right. Did you do New Year's goals this year? Did you set yourself goals?
I did.
What are they? Share something.
I sing.
You're 30 days in. You're 31 days in now.
Right.
So what's still sticking?
I sing with the Master Chorale at Flagstaff. I want to be a better musician this year. So I am talking with different music teachers about what it is I exactly want to do. And at the moment, I am probably going to study theory and piano at the same time, in addition to the singing I'm doing. Because and all you musicians out there will know this, it's hard to learn piano without learning theory, and it's dumb to learn theory without learning an instrument, so that's kind of where I'm at. I play guitar a little bit, but piano seems to be the clearest path from A to B. And so that's the plan, and I have 2 interviews set up with a piano teachers, plural. One is next week, and one is going to be the last week of February.
You're not going to let Grandma teach you?
Well, I would, but she's 2 hours away. But what I will do, and I'm glad she's not looking at this. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Grandma.
What I will do is I will take some lessons here, and then when I go visit her, sit down and have a lesson, because she would love that.
Cool, yeah. By the way, I had no idea, and I don't know anything he's talking about theory, so that's kind of cool. He does do Master Chorale, and if you want to take a nice, solid 2-hour nap,
oh my God,
go to one of those.
Oh my God. The music, so Master Chorale, now that you've got me into this, it's about 100 people that are musicians that sing together, and we have musical instruments that play with us. We do 4 or 5 concerts a year. The music is fantastic. It's not something that rubbed off on my son at all.
No. He took all 5 of us boys to one of those when we were kids, and it started, and we all put our head backs and took a 2-hour nap.
And I never brought them back because the tickets were $30 a piece.
Yeah, well, it was a good nap. It's a $30 nap in my book. Sometimes I go take a drive around, spend $10 in gas, Smash takes a nap. It's a good deal.
Right.
What about morning and night rituals? I know you wake up early.
Yeah, so I try to be standing in front of the coffee pot by 5 o'clock every morning, and what I normally do, the first thing I do is I review what my crew did yesterday and what they're going to be doing today. I send a text out to my supervisor, and we have a phone call every morning at 6 o'clock, but I sort of give him a heads up about what I'm looking for, or ask him some questions and stuff so he's prepared ahead of time. in construction is very dynamic and things change very rapidly. You may have a great plan on Monday, and by Tuesday afternoon, it's gone for the week. So we do that. And then the other thing that I try to do is we try to take very, very good care of our clients. So I want to communicate or touch every client that I'm working for personally every day. And sometimes that's as many as 8 or 10 clients. And then I try to, as best I can, get myself set up so that I'm in control of my day as opposed to, the day running me. And that's really hard to do, especially when you've got that many jobs going on. Our clients love us because we communicate so well. Very rarely do we say, okay, we'll be there Tuesday, and Tuesday is going to be a problem. If it is, we're calling you on Monday. Sorry to let you down, but we can't be there because of X, Y, and Z. So that's a real big deal. And then I try to spend some groggy moments in the morning with my wife where it's just she and I and nothing else going on, and we can just talk for 20 minutes before we get out the door and go. Sometimes that's more effective than others because she has a very hectic career too, and sometimes she's immediately on her computer doing things. So that's the morning routine.
I like how you hit on call your clients. They did the Association of Realtors did a 2018 study, and they asked them what they want, and what the clients want is a phone call.
Yep, every day. And I'll say this too.
Okay.
I don't know exactly who your market is here, but for all you realtors out there, it is so easy to ask your client what they want. And you can do it. I'm sure there's some languaging that you can work on to make that all slick and stuff, but you can ask a client, what is it you want from me? And then once they tell you, it's easy. You just do it. Very rarely do they ask you for something that's out of left field. And everybody's busy. And if you tell them, I'm really busy, I will do what I say I will do. And, some people want your 100% attention, and that's never going to happen. But as long as you touch base with them once a day, you're in pretty good shape. Sometimes I tell my clients, actually, you're not going to hear from me until Thursday. At least they know, all right, the next 2 days he's really busy, but Thursday, and then Thursday call. So
I tell all my clients, Tuesday you're going to get an update on what happened over the weekend when I'm selling your house.
Right.
Because it takes all of us realtors, lenders, title companies to communicate on Monday about all the stuff that happened on the weekend. Tuesday I'm going to give you your update. I also tell them, I set my expectations up front and say, hey, my hours are about 9 to 7. They vary a little bit. I work Saturdays, obviously. Sundays, I may be out showing homes with you because that's what we have to do. But Sundays is for me and the family. And, title companies, lenders, banks, they don't open till 9, so there's often not a lot I can do before then. And 7 o'clock, if we're out showing homes at 5, 6, we're going to work until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, writing offers and getting everything done. But outside of that, I have to protect time for the family, for me, Sammy, and Sebastian. And then, so I set my expectations. This is how I work, and this is what I'm going to do. Now, what do you want? And they're going to go, text me, email me. Some people love email, and I have to email them all the time. No text, no phone calls. And then some people say, call me. So, they give they tell you what they want, and you just do it.
Yeah, and it's so nice that you can do everything on the fly now. Not like when you were kids, and I had to go tie myself to a desk.
Yeah. Okay, so favorite books or anything you're reading now?
So I read, right now I read just for entertainment. I read for escapism. And so I'm...
Escapism, I like it.
I'm rereading Game of Thrones. And then I have a couple of Grisham books that I'm reading, and I kind of go back and forth between them. But when I'm reading, that's downtime. I spend enough time reading to make my business better, about products, about services, or all this stuff during my work day, so that when I'm actually sitting at home reading something, I'm not reading how to make $1 million. I'm reading John Grisham's book about, a lawyer in the South or something, So, I really like to read history, but currently I'm not doing that. So
escapism. We all read escapism books. Me, you, Thor, Clinton. And we all talk share about them. He called me 2 or 3 weeks ago and yelled at me, when's the author coming out with the next Game of Thrones book? I said, Pops, the whole world has been yelling about that. I don't know. Let me send him a tweet.
Yeah, give me the guy's phone number. I'll call him.
Yeah, right. All right. So what do you talked about that, your music, what you're currently learning on outside of work. Anything else learning, improving on?
Well, one thing about construction is you'll never saturate it. You'll never
Yeah.
learn enough. The same thing with music. You can study music your whole life. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, has her PhD. She has 2 post-grad degrees, and we were having a conversation the other day. She still doesn't think she knows enough. To me, that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you learn something and you've got it down pat and you've become a master of it, that's great. But you never stop learning. You never stop exploring and going on and on. You know, since I've been doing this green building, I am getting to where we're talking about therms and BTUs, and we're talking about loss, and you know, this is a whole new venture for me. So over the last year, trying to keep up with these guys. So I'll have a conversation, and then I go home or during my day, and no, I mean normally I could hang with them, but then I go back and learn a bunch, so I can come back and say, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it.
Okay.
And then I also, one of the things as a communicator and a general contractor, I have to turn that into plain English so the homeowner understands it, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys can get off into Nerdville and just go crazy about doing this and doing that, and I love working with those people. It's fascinating to me. However, somebody has to translate it to the homeowner and say, okay, it's going to cost you this much money. This is your return on investment. This is why we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
This is why it applies to your home and not your neighbor's home, you know, and go through there. Or, you know, if you are working on someone's home and there's been some damage and you discovered damage that wasn't expected, having those conversations with the client's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terribly sorry. You may not get to finish this project because you're going to spend a bunch of money here. And those are hard conversations to have. So I try to be as prepared as I can before I go have those conversations.
Okay. Like it, are you and the wife watching any Netflix or HBO shows?
So we don't watch a ton of TV. We just don't have the time. I mean, my typical day is, you know, I'm out walking out the door at 6 o'clock, and I don't often get home till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. My brother Kevin recommended Pinky Blinders, but my wife found that to be too violent.
The Peaky Blinders is awesome.
I liked it, but yeah, I'm not watching that with my wife. Nancy likes to get into period movies. So when it's movie night and it's not my turn, I'm watching something about England in the 1500s or something like that, and I'm fine with that. That's absolutely fine. But no, we're not watching any series right
And then sleeping in your chair.
now. I have a very comfortable chair, and if I sit in it, there's no telling how long I will be awake, especially if we're talking about Victorian England.
Nice. I was trying to read. I think we got some questions on there. Favorite Flagstaff restaurant?
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, so here's the thing. I know a lot of restaurateurs in town, and I am friends with all of them. And man, over the past 10 years, the food game in Flagstaff has come up a
way
lot.
up.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it really
it's good
is.
now.
And it's not breaking the bank. It's not like you have to save up for 2 months to go eat someplace. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my standbys that I love are Josephine's. The 1899 is good. Anything that Paul Moore does is fantastic. You know, he just moved proper from South San Francisco onto 66, and the food there is amazing. Karma, I'm a huge fan of Karma. There are a bunch of other places that are popping up. We just tried the Korean place on San Francisco. It was
I haven't tried it yet.
It was fantastic. So I'm a big, both Nancy and I are I guess what you call foodies. We both like to cook. We both like to go out. And It's fantastic. You know, we went to Sosoba the other night just because we were in a hurry, and we both commented that it's awesome that food this good is available
Fast
when you're in a hurry. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I agree. It's gotten a lot better. I usually, this is the question I like to end with. What are you most grateful for today? I know you also have a little saying that you put in your emails and such.
So my emails have said the same thing for a million years, which is work hard, play hard, be grateful.
Yeah.
My wife actually picked it up and made that a poster, or made it a plaque on her house when you come in. You say that. I am for my family, and I am truly thankful that I have my health, and I'm truly thankful that I get to take care of people on a daily basis, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction. So, yeah, work hard, play hard, be hard. You know, when I play really hard, and I always will. You know, I'm 51 years old, and my body thinks that, you know, I'm 90, and my brain thinks I'm 25. So, you know, that's we play as hard as we can.
All right, you got it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. All, you know, whatever, 3, 4, 5 of you that did. And thanks, Pops. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Work hard, play hard, be grateful. We're done.
How'd I do, Samantha?
You did great. In fact, Ashley messaged me and she said, I think Tom's having more fun doing this than Zach.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this. Everything I just said, I'm going to do tonight.
Oh, this is practice. Perfect. Hey guys, I want to keep it real with you. Thank you guys for listening to this week's podcast. If you could do us a huge favor and write us a review, it really helps out the channel. Samantha and I really, really do appreciate it. So go ahead and write us a review. Thank you so much. If you know anyone that I should be talking to, please do send them our way. We really appreciate it. See you guys for next week's episode. Until then, keep it real.